Hi guys, so I thought I would do the furry friends tag. I'm actually going to do two, one for the dog and one for the cat, just so I don't get them mixed up. So first off is, this is my cat. So this is what this one's going to be about, isn't it? Okay, go away. Okay, so the first question, what is your pet's name? She's called Bambooka Eclipse. We do call her Bam Bam for short, Bam, or just Cat, but she is actually called Bambooka Eclipse. I looked up names to see what would be a good name for black cats, and it was either Abracadabra or Bambooka, and put it on Facebook, and my friends picked Bambooka, so that is what she called. Then a few weeks later, I noticed that she loved biting me mainly, especially on the neck, which reminded me of vampires, and at the time I'd been watching Twilight, which is where Eclipse came from, so there we go. What kind of pet is she and what breed? She's a cat, as you just saw, and we're not sure what breed she is. She was just a stray that my mum's customer rescued. Then when she had to go back to England, she knew that she would end up dying unless someone took her in. How long have you had your pet friend? We've had her now for roughly a year. We've had her since she was about this big, so she is more or less a year old. How did you get your pet? My mum's customer is a lawyer, and a load of stray cats were born in her garden, and Bambooka was the runt of them, and she had to be bottle fed, she had to stay inside, everything. Then when the customer went back to England, we said we'd take her in and find her a home, and we just kept her. How old is your pet? She's more or less in between 12 and 14 months old, maybe 15 months old. She's not that old, she's still a baby. What are some quirky things about your pet's personality? She's just a little vampire. I don't really know. She's just, you'll be like making a cup of tea or cooking dinner or something, and she'll just bite your legs, or especially to my mum will be doing something in the kitchen and she'll leap from one end of the room to the other and land on my mum's back, which is a nightmare. But I mean, she's just a cat, to be honest. She sleeps and she plays with little rats on strings and things like that, so yeah. What does your relationship with your pet mean to you? To be honest, although she is just a cat, she's also a family member to me. I have only had her a year, and she does really piss me off sometimes, but I love her to bits. What are some of your favourite pastimes with your pet? Nothing really. She's just in the house sleeping all the time. So, I mean, when I used to take the dog out on the lead, I used to carry her because she was so tiny, and she'd just sit on my shoulder like a little parrot, but that's it, to be honest. What are nicknames that you call your pet? Bam, Bam Bam, Cat. If we're pissed off, we'll just like, cat, piss off, and then that'll be it. She'll fuck off. So that is it. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you soon. Bye. Hi guys, so I was looking through my computer just to see what videos I had filmed to upload in case I was ever ill or busy or anything, and I found my furry friends tag videos that I had done, and I found the one of my cat. Sorry, this is going to be emotional. And I actually had to put her down on Monday, but I thought I should still upload the furry friends tag video. So stupid. Basically, for about a week and a half, we realised that she wasn't eating, And she did the same last year at the end of summer. And my mum thought that she would just go back to eating, but I said, no, she's ill, we need to take her into the vets. Then my mum was like, okay, we'll do it if she gets any worse. Then on the weekend, like last weekend, she completely stopped eating. She wasn't going to the bathroom, she wasn't cleaning herself. She wasn't moving around her house. Like, I had to pick her up, try and hand feed her some tinned food. Carry her to my bed, keep her in my bed all night. She was shivering cold, even though it's not that cold. So we took her into the vet and they did some tests and stuff. And it turns out she had feline leukemia virus, which apparently some sort of bug bites the cat and it gets into their system and there's nothing you can really do. And you can only get it cat to cat or from outside, which she wasn't allowed outside because all the cats in our street get killed, and she never knew any other cats except for her siblings, who she was born with, then taken away from within a week because the mum pushed her out. And it can also be passed on from the mum. So apparently she must have been born with it, and if any change happens in the cat's life, that's what turns on the second phase. The first phase doesn't really affect them, they just have a very skinny frame and a blotch on the eye sometimes, which we took her to the vet for when we first got her, and the vet said the blotch on her eye was nothing and she was just skinny because she was the runt. But yeah, when we took her into the vet this weekend and the vet did some tests, it turned out that she had a feline leukemia virus, which the mum must have given to her. And the second phase, basically, she stopped eating. She didn't have any energy, so she stopped moving around the house. She wasn't cleaning herself, nothing. And there is a treatment for it, but it only works in like 10% out of 100 or whatever. And it's like, it never really works, and it's just a load of pain. So I asked the vet what would be best, and the vet said putting her down. So on Monday morning we put her down, and I just basically hugged her until she stopped breathing and her heart stopped and everything, but she was only 14 months old. I know I sound like an idiot because most people are like, oh, she's just a cat, but to me she was a family member, because I spend so much time in the house because all my mates are at school and I'm not, and work is only for 3 hours 3 times a week and stuff. But I noticed in the video that it said some of the cat's quirks, and I said, oh, she hasn't really got anything. But since Monday I've noticed a lot of stuff that just made her so unique. So yeah, I'd carry her on my shoulder and she'd cuddle into my neck. As she got bigger, she'd attempt to sit on my shoulder, but because she was getting, like, she went from that to like that, she'd slip off my shoulder and I'd have to walk around like that. The first time she was in heat, like her first period, we actually thought she'd eaten a pin because I'd dropped a box of pins on the floor, but it turns out she was just in heat. She used to pounce on the Christmas tree and the whole Christmas tree would topple down, which was hilarious because all the baubles would go flying, and then once the tree had fallen, she'd jump off and go chasing the baubles. A really horrible one, she used to pee on my handbag. I had to keep my handbags in my wardrobe because she'd pee on my bags and my handbag. She used to play fight with the dog and attack the dog. She once fell out of my mum's bedroom window, which is like 3 floors high, which is why she had no front teeth. She used to play with my shoes and attempt to lie in my shoes. I've got a really itchy nose. Attempt to lie in my shoes. She used to attempt to help me with my homework or just muck about with the pens on top of the paper. She used to hide in my bed and because she was so tiny, it just looked like a crease in the bed sheets. So we'd chuck things on her, and all you'd see is the bed moving. Like, you'd chuck clothes on her or something, and all you'd see is the bed moving, but it was actually her getting out of the covers. She'd hide in my wardrobe and like in my boots. She'd hide in between my teddies, which it was impossible to see her when she was in my teddies. The dog used to open the windows for her so that she could get out, which is why when we went out the house we had to shut all the shutters and stuff. I went into the kitchen once, and you get 4 bottles of milk within a milk packet, and I'd chucked the milk packet on the floor, and I went into the kitchen and she'd fell asleep in it. There's kind of a wall like this, where it's like a curve, and but it's all stony, and she would climb up that but never actually go onto the roof, just climb back down. But yeah, so she died, well, not died, we put her down on Monday, so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 3 days ago, because she was so ill, she wasn't going to get better, and it was just what was best for her. So I have uploaded the Furry Friends tag video of her, just because I feel like I should, because when I did it, I did have her, because I filmed it like 3 weeks ago, 3 or 4 weeks ago, something like that. But yeah, I filmed it like 3 or 4 weeks ago, and I thought I should still upload it, and then just mention that she's gone now. She had to be put down at 14 months old. So yeah.